How's it? How's it going up there, Mr. Zombie? It's actually quite funny. He said he's having a fine old time. The view from up there must be divine. What's in your head? A bit of XP, nothing much. Anyway, so last time we were working on the cave down there. We'll go back and show that to you. But you might notice something in my hand, which I only bring out on special occasions. So, well, I wasn't quite happy with the end crystal array up there. So I was working on the base, trying to make it look cool, and all of a sudden, my armor was blown all over the place. So, yep, we got another diamond block to add, so let's just go do that quickly. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. Do you remember last time I said I wanted somewhere to, restock my rockets? Like, for example, now I've got 15. So what I'd want to do is go somewhere, chuck the rockets in, wait a few seconds, and then get a full stack. So this is what I've come up with so far. This is just the dressing. I wanted to see what it would look like. So you choose either carrots or rockets. And again, I'm going for this off-center, unbalanced weirdness. I know it can be overdone, and maybe I've pushed it too far a little bit here. But anyway, here's the deal, right? So you need, let's do the carrots, because I've done a bit more work here. So over here is going to be a water column coming up, right? And you come in here and chuck what's left over of your carrots, and then wait a few seconds, and then it'll all come up. Okay, so that's pretty simple. And then what will happen is, if our stock of carrots run low, I want to be notified, and that's what that is. I was going to use a lamp and something else, which I'll show you later, but I've decided this is far more subtle. This is what I want, and it's exactly how I want it to look. So this is how I work. I work backwards, you see. I want to see how I want it to look, what I want to do, and then I'll build everything else around there. Okay, so just for a quick example. So when the carrots run dry, we'll have that notification, and then what we can do is jump back here and know that we can have at least another double chest full of carrots to stock up again, and ditto for the rockets. Okay, so all I've done so far is dig out. Let me show you. This area underneath. And just done put some floor plans down where this is obviously going to be a bubble column coming up, where I think it's the rockets this side go up there, and we'll put some glass around there and get some droppers. So what I'm going to do now quickly is jump into a creative testing world, and you can see the plans I've been making over there, and I think it'll be a little bit easier to explain, and then little by little we'll build each segment in here, and we'll try and tie it all together in a nice cohesive way. Okay, here we go. Alright, so this must look a little bit familiar. So I've changed the design a bit now, but this was me thinking out loud how I wanted it to look. So here's the machine. I know it looks pretty impressive because it's just a whole bunch of different machines all stuck together with redstone, and there's a whole lot going on here. Okay, so let me just quickly demonstrate how it's going to work. Okay, so you come in with whatever carrots you have left and you want to refill. Just go into the corner and chuck it in. And that's how quick it is. And it doesn't matter how many carrots that you have, like if you have 1 or 16 or 30 or 40, as long as you want a full stack. So let's just cut that in. Just give it 16, chuck it all in, there they all go. So even while that's busy, while that's still spitting them out, I've got my carrots and I'm on my way. I know you can put soul sand and make a bubble column, but I like the way it floats up in this particular example. But obviously for speed of getting everything delivered, we will use the bubble column. Just turn it to day quickly. So we'll start with what happens to it when you throw it in there. Okay, so that hopper over there gets fed into this drop over here, which spits it into the machine. Okay, So initially, the whole thing could work if you just press a button, right? Because there's 32 droppers over here, 2 rows of them. Let me just go up here where you can see them. There you go. You just see up there, there's 2 rows of 8, so that makes, 2 rows of 2 sets of 8, so that makes 32 in all. So we need to get 64, we need for them to fire twice. So this observer over here will switch on once, will flash once when this redstone is switched on, and then it'll flash again when this redstone is switched off. So we could have got away with, you can get away with most of this redstone by just having a button, you know. So we could throw them in, then press the button, but no, that wasn't good enough. So I wanted to just be able to throw the carrots in and then get my stacks, right? So I had to come up with a plan with what was already working. So we already had a signal here, getting these carrots spat up. So this block over here extracts that signal, so that gets us started. This one does the same, and this extends the pulse just a little bit long, so that this observer will see it switch on, wait 1 second, and then switch off again. If it goes too quickly, it's too fast for him to notice. Okay, so that's how we get them to fill up and dispense. And then we'll follow this water column up here. Goes all the way along, and all the excess gets put into this chest over here. So this is our refill chest, and all this redstone over here was me trying to get a system, an indicator of how many is left. So when we take a whole load of them out of here, let's see it goes down. It's a bit huge though, and I'm glad I worked it out. It took me a long time. I didn't follow any tutorials for any of this. I just wanted to see if I could work it out. So here's the thing, if any of you guys can think of any way to compact any of this stuff, I'd be very grateful for any feedback. But yeah, it's pretty huge, so I like my system for practical uses better, the one I'm using, I mean. Okay, so this other thing over here is what controls this minecart. So it's being told it can only move when it's full, but you'll see it's full at the moment, and it's still not allowed to move because there's a secondary pulse coming from here, you see, pushing this piston open. And that's because I've decided that when all these hoppers are full, we don't need the minecart moving. So when this hopper's full, it means all of them are full, because it's being they're being filled up by this hopper over here, hopper minecart over there. So that's what stops it. And the other thing that can stop it is when this minecart itself hasn't got anything in. So this is off, okay. And when you take something out of there, you'll see it goes on. Look how quickly it fills up there. Okay, so there's all these little systems in place. It's just little add-ons and ideas and everything of how it worked. Okay, so what we're going to do now is jump back into the real world and start putting bits of these down, starting with the droppers. So we'll put them all along here, and next one on top. There we go, one for the carrots, one for the rockets. There you go, there's all the water streams put in. But before I go any further, I asked you a second ago to help me see if you could find any ways we could compact this. I think I might have figured out something, which only just occurred to me. It's probably obvious to a lot of you, that we might be able to cut this in half. We've got 32 droppers here, firing twice to give us 64 carrots or rockets. What if, okay, let's just grab an observer here quickly, just so I can think out loud. We'll do some science quick. So we've got an observer there into a block, and we'll just use a lamp here to visualize this, okay? Right, so we've got a single pulse going over here, and we expect that observer to see it flash that on once, and then when it turns off to flash it on a second time. Okay, so let's just double check. 1 and 2. Now that observer is observing a single event, creating a double one. What if we get another observer here, and that's observing 2 separate events. Will it output 4 pulses? Let's add some carrots there. So if my thinking is working right, if my brain is where it should be, that should give us 4 carrots. Let's see. Oh, yay! And it did. Okay, I'm all for improving all the time and as we go along. So I'm going to see if I can use this technology. Well, it's not exactly technology. Well, if I can use this concept to make this a little bit better, a little bit more efficient. Okay, let's see what we can do. I think we're onto something here, guys. So it's already half the size. Okay, I've put 4 pieces of stone in each of these droppers here. And look how much I've compacted the redstone by here. Okay, nothing on this side. It's just all here. Going into this block. This is directly onto the ice that it's flowing along. And of course, because it's blue ice, it's not going to melt. And I don't think a redstone torch can melt normal ice anyway. But anyway, that's besides the point. So that's the bit that I showed you earlier. See the observer, one observing this pulse over here, then that one's sending a signal. You just got to delay it. You just fiddle around with the delays until that thing goes twice. So I think I've got it figured out. So let's press it once. We should hear 4 clicks, and then when we go upstairs, we should have a stack of stone. I don't think I've got any stone on me. No, I don't. Okay, so let's try it. Sounds like 4 to me. Okay, let's go upstairs and see. Okay, let's have an open empty hand so we can see right away. 64, babe. Oh yeah, happy jump. Okay, let's do the other side, and then of course we've got to hook up the input so that when this thing gets triggered, when the system knows there's something going through these hoppers here, that's what's going to take the place of that button push. So let me just figure that out, and we'll see how we get on. Okay, I've been fiddling around a little bit more, been pressing some buttons and moving some redstone around, and I've put these trapdoors over here. What do you think? I think the bubbles for me were getting a bit loud. Not in terms of noise, but they just kind of the blue, nah. And they were also, you know, things when they come out of bubble column, they'll shoot up into the air and sometimes go all over the place. So I've also moved the entrance, so I've put it over here a little bit more discreet. Don't know why I've put this here. I think it looks amazing. Anyway, let's go and show you what I've been doing. What's that? You know what? We have a slime chunk somewhere. Oh yeah. I'll be right back. Ever played that game Pac-Man? All you millennials might not know it. Anyway, we must definitely take advantage of that. There must be a slime chunk here somewhere. So this is how it works. I've refined the redstone even more, and it's completely stripped down. I realized I didn't need signals coming into each block, because of course when this one's powered, it powers each one on either side. So filling up the rockets was no problem whatsoever. I mean, we've got so many tons of gunpowder and paper, so that's pretty much done, and still working on getting the carrots. I think we're up to there. Okay, so it must be filling up this one still. So we're going to have to do some trading and to get some more golden carrots to fill that up. Nailed it. Hi guys. Let's do some trading. I was sick of having to go through the system every time I wanted to leave, so I made myself a little exit over here. They can't come here because they don't know how to duck. Carrots please. Oh, we had you. So we'll have that thing full in no time. actually been doing quite a bit of trading with them. See, I don't have many pumpkins left. So I've also been trading with our friend, the dude that lives over here. Remember him? I haven't given him a name yet, but you know, we should. Maybe you guys can help me. What should we call this dude? He's still got some. All the hay bales he's been making, I can just trade back with him. So he's like an emerald bank. Carrots, please. Thank you. And remember, right in the beginning, we had this station. Didn't really use it much. It's really coming in handy now. See, if you set yourself up in the beginning, actually, let's just make these hay bales quick to get inventory space. So, you know, if you set yourself up in the beginning and set these things running, then, you know, now we've got somewhere to store all the tons of gunpowder that we have. We'll store it in the machine as rockets. So it's just going to be perfect. So we'll make the paper first. And then just, I love the click into the menu system now. And then I guess we'll put it all in a shulker box. And get that one filled up as well. Okay, and then we come to the back here, and this is where we refill the rockets from, and this is the carrots. So we can put the carrots straight in. And then all the rockets there. So like I said, easy to get lots of rockets, but we've got some work to do with the carrots. And that reminds me, you know who we haven't traded with in a while? We haven't gone to even go and visit them in a while. Oops, I forgot to give myself some rockets. It's Madam and Steve. Let's go and see what they're up to. Oh guys, I came to visit. Adam. Steve. You guys want to see something really funny I discovered by accident? Yeah, watch this. Let me just get my my crafting table quickly. Make them some bread. Watch this. Hey madam, want some bread? Okay, she just moved over. Okay, let's try Steve. Do you want some bread? Oh, there she got up. I didn't pick on anything. Yeah, go. Midnight snack. You just throw food at them and they get up. See? It's so weird. Actually, I've travelled really far. I'm going to spend the night here, and we'll trade with them again in the morning. I know I've just locked myself in. It's a bit bad, but... Morning, morning. Just wanted to see how you guys were doing. See, I think I'll leave the... You like wheat, don't you, Steve? Yeah. Let's grab some extra emeralds. And we'll wait till he starts work. Yeah, I like what... I was just about to say, I like what you've done the place. What's that? Why have you got nether wart growing in here? Dude. What do you mean you didn't plant it? Somebody must have planted it. We won't have any of that here, okay? It's just because you're out here in the sticks doesn't mean you can... Don't run away from me, bro, and pretend you got to work. Hey. I'll get this... Hang on a second. Don't go near it, madam. Don't you dare. What is that? That's a button. And it's flashing. Look closely. Oh dear. Okay, just don't press the button, okay? Just don't, hey, no, no! Ooh, I don't feel so good. That was a strange dream, man. Something about Madam and Steve and a button and some ancient cryogenic technology. I don't know. Anyway, as I was saying, I think I've got this thing all worked out. Check this out. So, in the unlikely event that you even run out of carrots, I've even thought of that. You just grab this one, chuck it in there, and then you wait. Not that long. 64. Isn't that cool? And works as well with rockets. Have a look. So I've got 2. Let's fill her up. And now I've got 64. So not a very long wait at all. I'm so pleased with that. That is exactly what I wanted. And on that bombshell, I'll leave you guys and say thank you very much again for watching. And I'm really looking forward to the next one already. And I'll see you then. Take care. Bye.